Hi, beloved ones. It's Psychic Cynthia here, and welcome. I wanted to talk with you today about how you can receive spirit communications from your angels and guides, uh, and other hopefully beneficial spirits, spirit signs. So that's what this video is about. In a very specific way that perhaps you haven't thought of before. And um, of course, you probably know that you can meditate and open up to your guides or your loved ones on the other side, or whoever you're working with in the spirit realm, or whoever you're trying to help, or whoever's trying to help you. You can connect through meditation. And I think most of you probably already are familiar with that concept, even if you don't know how to do it. And really, we don't need to overcomplicate it for the sake of connecting with our spiritual guides. All meditation needs to be is slowing down your breathing, maybe getting a little bit more still, closing your eyes and listening. And really, I don't even know if you have to close your eyes. That does help, but slowing down and listening, saying that you're open, giving permission. And by the way, if you're, trying to make contact with a loved one who's passed, or you want to connect more with your guides so that they can help you and you can also be of greater service in the world. It's a two-way street, by the way. It isn't just about you asking your guides for help. That's kindergarten, okay? And that's fine if you're at kindergarten level, but we're not meant to stay in kindergarten our whole lives, okay? Unless if you're just starting and that's where you're at, I'm not putting it down because we've all been at that level. But the progress, needs to be made, and the progress is realizing that our guides help us, but in return we join the circle, the cycle, and as they help us, we are here in this world to help others, to love others, to contribute to the good of the whole. Okay, so I digress, but just a little. But let's say, you just want to open up to get more interactions or communications, or maybe you just still want to have the reassurance to know that your spirit helpers are there. So other than meditations, and then of course there's your dreams, and some people are very psychic dreamers. But even with that, it usually comes and goes. Have you noticed that you can have a wave of mini psychic dreams for even a long time, and then it'll go quiet for a while? And if some people don't really get the guidance that way, I think we all do, actually. It's just that we don't all remember the dreams we get from spirit in the spirit world. So you can get all the psychic dreams you want. You can receive all the communications in your dreams when you sleep from your guides, so many. But if you don't have a really good system or just an ability to remember, then it's hard, right? So this video isn't about those, but I just wanted to acknowledge those as valid ways to make communication and remind you that that can be part of the path, for some at least, the dreams, and for all of us, meditation. And also setting in group seance or circle for those of you that have access to a small group and who can do that. I really love for the development of our gifts, and I think it could help all of you, or most of you at least, if you could get in a development circle or start one for your own if you can't find one, okay? But one thing that happens to me, and I think other psychic people I know, so perhaps this can happen for you too, is we can actually we receive, they're like visions, but it's physical. We can see shapes. We get messages that way from our spirits in the environment around us. We can even see forms. And when I say see here, I want to be clear. In this sense, I am using the word see. I'm not just talking about being an inner seer. I'm saying that, for example, you might actually be able to just look around in the room you're in and start to see little spirit faces, okay? And not in a crazy way, okay? And listen, I am a Capricorn. I am the most grounded sign, other than Taurus perhaps. I have all the earth signs strong in my chart. So everything I teach comes from a grounded perspective, from a sane, practical perspective, okay? So this isn't about hallucinating. This is about real phenomenon that can happen and does happen, in fact. So let's try this. Because it seems to happen in certain types of places, okay? And actually what those places are, I'll just kind of lay it out, that I have experienced and that some others have told me about. Now listen, I do want you to share your experience in the comments, please, if you have any with what I'm talking about here. If your experience is different, especially, I want to know about that. But if you can, the bathroom is a good place, but it doesn't only have to be the bathroom. If you have a small room, so it could be a big closet even, okay, or a small sitting room, or, you know, usually this is inside when it happens. And now listen, I have all kinds of spirit communication outside, but it's usually more of a nature element. So I haven't had a lot of this happen outside, but if it does, when it does, there are a few times, it's usually in, like, I think of my garden as having different rooms. So it's going to be in the back rooms, in the quiet zones. It's going to be in the quiet place, and a quiet, small, somewhat enclosed. All that means just not a lot of windows, okay? Because the windows allow more sensory data to come in. So you want a quiet place with lower light. It does not have to be dark. In fact, you don't want it totally dark, okay? You need to be able to see, to use your eyes. But a soft, lower light, a shadier place, a darker place in the house. And that's why I say the bathroom is good for many people. It depends on your lighting. And if the room can be cool, it seems all the more better. So where is the place in your house that has the lowest light, less windows, smaller space probably, and it's cooler? Actually, you know, if the light's not right, you can always change the lighting, right? You can take out some light bulbs and just make it a little softer. You know, you can make a room cooler. It's nice if the room is quiet, but some white noise doesn't matter. So if your air conditioner's running or water, that's fine. But you don't want a TV in there. I have not had the experience of seeing these things with loud music or TVs or even a cell phone running. And so you just go into this room and do whatever you're doing. If it's a bathroom, you know, you do whatever you're doing. If it's your sitting room, maybe you drink some tea. Or, you know, if it's the closet, maybe you go in there and you start folding clothes and organizing things lightly, okay? The point is you want to be relaxed and casual. When I say relaxed here, I don't mean relaxed as if you're in a deep trance, but just casual, low-key, chill, okay? You know, very relaxed, in a simple state of mind. For some people, this might be able to happen when they're doing dishes in the kitchen. It depends on the kitchen. Or in the laundry room, I think could be another place. And just start paying attention while you're doing whatever you're doing and noticing if you see any thing that looks like a shape of significance or even a face. And where might you see these? Well, let's say you're in the bathroom or the laundry room. Either one of those could be your bathroom or laundry room, for example. And there's a towel hanging. Today I noticed in one of those rooms, I noticed on the big towel that was hanging that I saw an angel. I could see its face. I could see its wings. They're beautiful. It was coming up out of the towel, literally. I know that sounds crazy unless you have experienced this. If there are floor rugs, especially like you know, top rugs, runners, look down in those. Fabric seems to be an easy way because what's happening is, I believe, or that the spirits are utilizing the materials of the physical world to make a manifestation. And it's not easy if you're a spirit, okay? I mean, we are spirits too, but we're in bodies. If you are a disembodied spirit, like, or you have a different kind of body, let's say you're not physical, it takes a lot of energy to make any kind of physical appearance at all. So some things seem to work easier, and I've noticed that these rugs and these towels work very easy, but it could even be, I've even seen it on linoleum at places. By the way, this hasn't only happened to me at home. It's happened to me when I travel. And it does seem like the bathroom and or other cool kind of enclosed spaces, small rooms, this is where it's more likely to happen. Lower light, but again, not dark. So I don't know wherever your special place is for this, but you can try it out. And you'll start noticing, you'll start seeing the spirit faces, and they'll be all different kinds. Today I saw an angel, and you may not be able to see the whole face, okay? That could mean that they're not able to come through all the way, because remember, it takes energy. It could also mean just that your vision isn't on the frequency to see. It could be a combination of both, and perhaps there's another reason too that I'm not thinking of right now. But you know, you'll start to see these spirit faces, and listen, some of them will look really beautiful. Sometimes they'll appear smiling, and you can connect with them once you see that if you want to. I mean, honestly, sometimes I'm just like, hey, that's cool. I'm receiving a greeting from the spirit side. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me that you all are there. And for me, sometimes that's good enough, okay? And by the way, it's lovely and helpful to say thank you. If a spirit that is especially a beneficial, helpful spirit reaches out to you, shows itself to you, maybe it comes in a dream or in a song or a sign, it takes the energy, time, and effort to do that. It's polite, it's courteous, and it's universally correct to say thank you, okay? And if you do that, you will receive more of these spirit encounters of a positive nature. And I dare say that your spirit encounters will become more close, more intimate in a positive way, in a helpful way, okay? So these are things to think about, and don't worry though if you only see part of a face or part of a shape. Don't worry if the face seems distorted, because that happens sometimes too. And I notice that when that happens for me, sometimes it's because I'm feeling distorted. Like I might be feeling a little distorted after I film this video because it's hotter out here than I thought it was. It probably is in the 90s, but I never check before I go outside to film a video because, well, it's mind over matter, right? Anyway, so yeah, if your, you know, blood sugar's a little low or you're a little overheated when you do this or whatever, you can still see and you can still get these communications, but they may not be quite as clear, or some of the spirits might look grumpy, and that might simply be because you're attracting grumpy spirits. Now, I will say another thing about that though, remember, it takes energy for them to manifest in any way. So if the shapes don't look perfect, you know, or you can't see all of them, or if they look a little grumpy, I mean, it just might mean that they're not expressing their full nature, they're not able to. But it also might mean they're just trying to give you a message about what's going on with you. They might be telling you to raise your frequency a little, or like to go cool down, or drink some tea, or to meditate. They will tell you things if you're open, but they usually, when I see things this way, it's different when I have clairaudience, and I'm a very strong clairaudient. That's probably my strongest. But it's a different form of communication, so you might more like sense it. You might hear it, but you won't. It's more of a visual to body communication is how I would put it. So, and listen, none of this is like so strong it could take over your willpower or it could endanger you. It's just a simple little way to notice, to be receptive. And, you know, if it doesn't work for you, I wouldn't worry about it too much. There's probably other things that can work for you. Each of us is a little different. So don't beat yourself up if, you know, you try this and it doesn't work. But if it does work, I'd like to hear more about it and how it worked for you and what you're doing with it. So uh, until next time, I hope you have fun opening to your spirit guides and receiving the guidance, asking them for help, also asking them what you can do to help them spread the light in the world. Bright blessings.